Hello and welcome to the Disability Diva channel. I'm the Disability Diva, and today I'm going to be discussing my top 5 tips on how to get a successful disability pension application. Let's diva dive right in, shall we?
It's the Disability Diva. She don't like Centrelink neither.
Tip number 1. If at first you don't succeed, try and try again. Only 5% of applications are approved on the first time at Centrelink for the disability support pension. So don't be discouraged. There are no limits on how many times you can apply. So persistence prevails. It took me 3 years. There are no limits. Number 2. Sometimes less is more. Centrelink doesn't care if you have 20 different diagnoses. The only thing they really want to know is how your condition affects your life on a daily basis. This is called a functional impact. How do they assess this functional impact, I hear you ask? Well, let me tell you. That leads me on to tip number 3. Know your tools. The tools that Centrelink uses are what's called the impairment tables. These tables are broken up into 15 subcategories. They are used to assess your condition and its functional impact on your day-to-day life. As I mentioned, the tables are divided up into 15 subcategories. These categories cover every possible area that could possibly be impacted, including your physical, psychological, intellectual, sensory, and motory functions. It then has a corresponding ranking score on the level of impairment, that being the higher the score, the higher the impairment, the higher the impact on your functional capacity. I'll include a link to the impairment tables in the description box below. Tip number 4. Functional impact. How do you assess the level of functional impact that you experience every day of your life? The best way is to ask an expert. And if you take nothing else from this video, this is probably the most important tip that I can give you. The best person to ask for an assessment, an expert assessment, is an occupational therapist. You need a referral from your GP, and you need to ask them for what's called an occupational therapy functional assessment. The occupational therapist will come out to your home and they will assess you doing everything that you would normally do on a day-to-day basis, including cooking, cleaning, washing, going to the toilet, making your bed, hanging out your washing, anything that your condition has an impact upon. And what they do is then make a report based on how your condition affects your day-to-day life, and they also make recommendations on what services or what disability-specific aids you may need that can help you in your day-to-day life. Tip number 5. And if you're still here, hang around because I have a bonus tip at the end. You need to get 20 points in one impairment table only. Your impact needs to be of severity that equals the value of 20 points on any one of the 15 categories within the impairment tables. This is where it's best that you use the condition that causes you the most discomfort, the most problems, the most issues. That leads me on to your bonus tip. Tip number 6. Tip number 6, make sure your evidence is relevant. Not only should it be relevant, it should be current. It should be less than 3 years old, It should come from the appropriate specialist or treating professional. It should directly correlate and reinforce the impact that your condition has on your day-to-day life. The Department of Human Services actually has a Facebook page, and on that Facebook page they have what's called a disability toolkit. That toolkit contains a template that you can download and print, and it basically the format that you can give to your medical professional that prompts them to include details regarding your functional impact on all of the different tables. It's almost like a cheat sheet. It makes it easier for your medical professional to know exactly what Centrelink is looking for and what questions they will ask and what they want answered. I will leave a link to the Facebook page for the Department of Human Services in the description box below. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and remember, you don't have a disability, you just have a different ability. Diva out.